bit of live action update on the market garden. So all the garlic's out. That was our test run trial end, which soon told us that the pH of the soil wasn't right. So I should have tested it ages ago, but I was just so excited. Just wanted to get the beds made and get into it. So we've done a few test runs. If we add a few wheelbarrows of red volcanic sort of topsoil to the beds, it'll bring the pH down very quickly. And on top of that, we're forking in the sulfur. So we're forking the beds, putting the sulfur, and then a few wheelbarrows of red dirt. You could see the texture of the red dirt. But when we planted that bed of corn down the end, it was just yellow and struggling. I'm like, what the hell? It's so much nitrogen. And $20 test from Bunnings told us that the pH was 9.5. So here we go. These 10 beds are planted out for veg box. Got cucumbers, lettuce, beets, beans, dunno, carrots, chili, capsicums and corn. So there'll be a few more plantations of corn spread out, and definitely more carrots, more beets, more lettuce in this block. And then when we harvest, we'll flip the bed as soon as we can and put it back in. So we're going to try and run 10 veg box off these 50 beds, which should be possible. So we need a bed of carrots every 2 weeks. We need a bed of beets every 2 weeks. So it'd be 4, 8. So coming into winter, we'll be down there, but all this would be harvested by the time we're down that end and go again. So last week we prospected out Jandowie for veg box. We just wanted 10 to start with. I said 25 because at 25 I could quit work virtually, but it doesn't matter. We're going to do 10. But we need to know exactly how much veg we need for 10 people. So then we can add another 10 or another 20 straight away. So how many beds of corn to want to have veg box of corn, 3-4 times throughout the summer. And then how many beds of carrots every 2 weeks to feed 10 veg boxes. And we got our 10 people on the first day, and we got 10 more people on a waiting list. So we got 20 people ready to go right now, but we haven't got the space all the time, and just need to pull it all together as quick as we can. We're going to put these shade sail cables, got to tension them up next couple of weekends, and then in February we'll have a big party, and me and my mates will pull this hail netting out above this market garden. God, it's going to look good then, eh? Crazy good. So we've got 2 wobblers in the middle here. They work, but they just don't penetrate the moisture into the beds. So we're going to got 3 taps here. So I've got a main, so I can turn the main right on. I can back off the drip irrigation, and then if it's squirting out too far, I can back off this main. So it just sort of, the wobblers are for cooling the plants, and the drip is for penetration, man. Like, you've got a dripper there, and there. It's going to soak in a foot pretty quick, and we can see it in the plants that things down the end that don't get wobbled proper are struggling, where with all these drip irrigation here, it's going to be penetrating straight away into the ground. So I've just set this up today. When we brought the farm, there was 3 rolls of bloody drip irrigation up on the shed. So the first little bit was a bit degenerated from just never being used and being in the shed for 4 years. But now that I'm into it, mate, it's all brand new. So that'll be enough to do 100 beds, I reckon, easy. So stoked. And then I just brought the end connectors. So I started with these connectors, man, so you can just turn it off. So in this bed here, we got capsicum, and nothing. So you could just turn that off and drip the two. But these are $3.20 each, where these ones are $1.20. And I need a few hundred to do all the beds. So I've decided to go with the cheaper ones and just water the bloody bed anyway. Who cares? Who cares? So the wobblers aren't reaching right here, but the drip irrigation's hitting it hardcore. But see, I haven't got any pressure reducers anywhere, which is kind of unsafe, but I just got to be diligent when I start the pump and pressurize the line. So we'll gravity off the little tank, which is probably not even full, but one day when we have a big tank on top of the hill or a big dam gravity feeding back down, we'll definitely be able to drip irrigate the 200 beds. And then if I start the pump and put a pressure reducer over at my main there, definitely should be able to run all the wobblers and the drip and water, you know, $100,000 worth of veg. Set it up on a timer, go on holidays. Oh, the visualization. So this one's a bed of carrots. They should take 3 weeks to germinate, but look at this little fellas here. And that's been, what, 2 weeks, man? So it's been stinking hot, but we've had these wobblers on every day to make sure it doesn't dry out. Look at that little garret. Just do a bit of an update in the potting shed. So I've still got my 200 hoop pine. Got another 40 jacarandas to go out. I've got another 50 jacarandas for next year. Got kangaroo's paw. Got tipuanas that just come up in the garden. And here I have about 40 poincianas. Very exciting. I'm doing more poincianas, and this is veg for the market garden. So we've got zucchinis, chilies. Down this end where we germinate the little fellas. So we make the brew. Got worm castings. Got this fan for really stinking hot days, but the humidity in here just makes things germinate within a week. It's unreal. Just checking on the watermelons and rock melons. Got our first bloody fruit finally. So finally got irrigation coming from the dam right round, and then up here it's like 400 meters, but one line, so it waters a lot. But during winter I'm going to put oats on either side and just keep raking it into the middle and put like manure and a bit of topsoil down and keep putting oats and manure on the outside to keep raking it in. So there'll be a tree line here, massive bloody hoop pine tree line. And then down the front is all the fruit and shade trees for the caravan park. Then we've got our meat chickens on loosing out the front. just sort of spread it out and then fork it in, and then grade our beds with perfect width and length. And then they look like that. Jasmine, don't eat the cat food. Oh, he loves it. Oh, a bit of beef chicken teriyaki. Oh, you sneaky piggy. These guys are eating cat food, mate. Love it. Yeah, he's hungry.
Mum, I need survival and look how much I've done.
Bah.
I built 2 gigantic houses.
Oh, here comes the boss man.
One a really big tree here.
Loki. Loki.
He's like,
He's alright, Jazzy. He's alright, Jazzy.
he's like, oh, I was a favourite here. No, Juliet, go sit up.
Last one to finish it off. So this is our new garlic patch. It had degenerated grass. Just looked like this. All you can see is just stone and shit, which means all the topsoil's been washed away. So I ploughed it, we put oats, no fertiliser, mowed that in, we put forage sorghum, no fertiliser, mowed it, and now I've just put a 1.5 tons of manure down with 1 bucket of gypsum, and when this gets up nice and green, I'll mow it, plough it all in, wait, then deep rip it, and then I'm going to put a few trailer loads of red dirt, so 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 10 buckets, probably 2 or 3 tonnes of red volcanic soil, and then I'm going to use the bed former and break this much dirt into this much of a row, and then we'll have our walkway. So they're going to be wider, they're going to be 1 metre, but this has improved the soil compared to making compost. That's my soaker hose. So I'm just going to let it go for 2.5 hours and let it get to the bottom. They're just too, if you leave that 2 days, it just takes 1 day to get too big. Just feed them to the chooks, mate. Just crazy. Last one, I promise. So we've been watering the grass in the backyard. We catch it with the 0 turn and we bring it down and give it to Daisy. Look at her. So she's eaten the lawn clippings as a bit of a treat after getting milked. Henry's doing good. Boris is doing good. I think Boris has gone over Daisy. So that means we might have a heifer dairy heifer. Last one, I promise. So this is a trellis to make you jealous. So 2.4 steely with 3 metre stay, and that gives us a perfect right angle down here, so it's pretty taut. You can see she's pulling a bit because it has to dig itself into the ground, and then we just got string down to the cucumber to come up.